Hi everybody, this is Ben Colby, teen librarian from Enoch Pratt in arcade.makecode.com. Today I'm going to create a April Fool's style trick game. I'll give it a better name later, where the idea is you have puzzles that you can't solve without cheating. I'll explain what I mean when I get there. But let's start by just creating a sprite for the player. Just do some standard stuff. We're going to call the new variable player sprite. And we can draw it if we want to, but I'm just going to go straight to the gallery and pick out one of these figures that's already in here. And I'm also going to animate it. So the first thing under animation is to animate something. I'm going to say player sprite. Now I can draw the way I want it to animate, or it's already in the gallery. There are galleries of animations that we can pick here. So I'm going to pick that one. And if I loop it and then mouse over it, you can see that it'll give an example of what that looks like. And here we are in the screen, also animated. That's great. Before I get out of control here, I'm going to put player creation into a function to keep organized. So the function is create player. Both of these things are going in that function, and at the beginning I just create the player. So what else do we need to do with the player? We're going to move it with buttons. Move player sprite with buttons. What else are we going to do? I guess we need to set the camera. So under scene, it's the last thing. We're going to make the camera follow the sprite. And if we think of anything else we need to do with the player, we'll put it in this function. The other thing, we're going to change the location, but let's create our tile map first before we do that. So under scene, tile map, set tile map 2. So I'll just keep it as a 16 by 16 tile map for now. That works. And I'll just stick with these forest things. You have 3 different sizes of brush, so I can enlarge the brush if I want to do more at a time. And let's just go back to the small mode so I can get the top and the bottom of the path on there. And then what do I want to do? I want to create some things that I can copy and paste. So if I do this, I'm just mixing up some different grass tiles, and then I will copy and paste it and drag that over, and again, and then I'll just drag another box over all of that to copy and paste it again down here. And actually, you know what? I want to cover everything. Well, you know what? No, I don't need to. I'll just delete that for now. So I want to put a mix of things in here. A brick wall can be one of the things to form the wall on the top. Let's do this at the top. So every few spots we have a brick wall. We also can add some green doors. We can also add some blue doors, and just anything else. The plants are fine. So if I just fill up every space that's not already full. That's good. And then I want to do one more thing. I want to create a tile of my own. So what do? I go to gallery, and I'm going to find this, and then I go to My Tiles. Oh, there we go. So I click on that, and now I can change it. I can click on it. How does this work? Sorry. Okay, what you have to do is under My Tiles, you go to plus, and then in the gallery, you can see all of the other possible tiles. So I think I want to grab that brick wall and make a couple modifications to it. Let's use a red fill. And I'll just put one of those right here on the top. And actually one more at the end. And it looks like it kind of blends in there, but that's going to be the entry point to a secret passage and the exit point to a secret passage. Okay, so I'm going to now drag a box over just this wall row and copy and paste it down to the bottom. I want to leave that top row open. It'll just look black because there's nothing there. Okay, so where are our walls going to be? I click on the wall tool, draw walls, and I'm going back to the pencil tool. And I'm going over this. I'm leaving that one alone. I'm going to leave the red alone because that's a secret passage. It's not a secret passage on the bottom. That's fine. And at the end, I'm just going to drag a big old wall across my path, so I can't go through that now. So if I hit done, and now we should be moving around on the tile map. Yep. And I can't go past the wall. Here's an invisible wall that I just crashed into. But if I want the secret passage through, it's right here, and you have to be really careful about getting it exactly right. You can pass through the red brick, and over here you can also pass through the red brick if you get it right on. Yep. Okay, so let's add some coins to the map, and we have to pick up the coins. That will work. So let's do another function for this. Make a function, create 3 coins. And also on the start menu, I will call this function to create the 3 coins. So what do we do to create a coin? I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. It's the set my sprite to, first one. So we're going to create a new one, and I'm just going to rename it coin to a sprite. And you can draw it if you want to, but I'm just going to pick the coin image from our gallery. Of kind, well, it doesn't matter too much. I'm just going to create a new kind called coin. And also, let's animate that. Oh, and you can see it generated a coin right at the exact same spot. We're going to animate the coin. And we have in the gallery a pretty good coin animation right here. It spins around. So I'm going to turn that loop on. And I want the coin to spin faster than that, so I'm changing the interval from 500 down to 200. That'll be good. That looks great. So let's just make sure we get these at the right spot, and let's also put our player at the right spot. So it is under scene, under tiles, yes. Place my sprite on top of, you could either say a random tile of a certain kind or on top of a specific location in the tile map. So first I'll do that for the player sprite and put the player sprite in our starting location. 0, 0 puts you up in the top corner. I don't want to do that. So the row would have to be row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 about. We can stay in column 0. Okay, that's a more reasonable spawn point for us. Now I'm going to put the first coin somewhere on the map, so place coin on top of tile map. Let's, you could say a little lower than the player, I don't know, row 8, and then it'll be over a few columns. So let's say the first one is column 4, row 8. That's good for the location of the first one. Now I do another creation thing. Now this is saying set coin 2. It's a new sprite that we create, and it's actually up here. It's the one that's not animating. And now anytime we say coin, it'll refer only to the last one that we created. We can't change this one anymore at this point, except through some special methods. So what I'm going to do is animate the second coin with the exact same block, and I'm going to place that second coin on top of a different location. The only thing that's going to change is I think the column needs to go over a little bit. So instead of column 4, let's go over to column, I don't know, 8. Oops, 8. And then a third coin is going to be very near the end where we can't reach it without going through the secret passage. And so that, if it goes over 15 total, if there are 15 columns, or 0 to 15, then let's just say it's 14. So let's test this and see if everything is about where I want it. So the challenge is get 3 coins, and it's really easy to see where the first 2 are, and then you get stuck trying to get the third one until you go around. Okay. Great, let's do a few more things at the beginning here. Let's give instructions. So under game, I can either splash the text to start with, or show long text in a certain part of the screen. It can be the bottom of the screen, top left, center, whatever. Let's stick with the bottom. So the bottom is collect 3 coins, and let's add a timer too. Collect 3 coins in 30 seconds. And let's start a timer too. That's under game. Nope, it's under info. Start countdown. 30-second countdown. And what that does is I now have a timer in the middle of the screen. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, and when the time runs out, it'll be game over. Unless you add something else instead of just a simple game over. Okay, so we need something to happen when the person overlaps the coins, because we actually want to be able to collect the coins. So under sprites, we can create an overlap. On sprite of kind player overlaps other sprite of kind coin. We just created that kind. What do? We're going to destroy the coin. And in this case, I don't want to just say coin, because that would refer only to the last one that was created. To make it the general case, what I do is put that other sprite in there, and it'll refer to anything that overlaps. So we destroy the other sprite, and let's keep track. Okay. I'm creating another variable called coins collected. And this is just a way for us to keep track of how many you have collected. So every time we get rid of a coin, we change the number collected by 1. And anytime you have a variable, you also want it in the start menu or at somewhere in the start of the program. We're going to set the number of coins collected to 0 at the beginning. And so now we're counting up. And then that's good. And then for now, I'm going to add an if loop. I think I'm only going to do 1 level for this today in this video. Let's add a comparison there, and let's go to our variables. If the number of coins collected equals 3, then let's just give you a simple win. So under game, it's game over win. With an effect, how about confetti? So it is possible to win. What else do we need to do here? Let's just blow this up and try it. So the timer is going. I am collecting the coins. I can't get to the third coin until I figure out the secret, which is I go through the red wall. I come back on this side and game over. I win. Very nice. Instead of calling this trick game, I'm going to call this the red wall as a kind of clue for how to actually solve the puzzle. And I'm pretty happy with that for level 1. I think I'm going to add another level in part 2, but this is good. Oh, so let's actually, before I'm done, let me just review everything that's in here. On start, I created a tile map that has the walls, that has invisible walls in it. The red part is the wall. We created a function for creating the player, which involves creating the sprite. It involves animating the sprite. We're going to move the sprite with buttons. We have the camera following, and then we have a location that we, an initial location where we place the player. Also, we create the 3 coins, which is just a series of 3 things: set coin to, animate it, place it at a position. And we do that 3 times for 3 different positions. And then the only other thing that's left is when you touch the coin, when the player and the coin overlap, we destroy the coin, which is the other sprite in this case. We have a variable to keep track of how much we've collected. And if that number happens to be 3 when we collect one of the coins, we check to see if we have 3 of them. If so, you win. All right.